Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Call of the Night episode number 8 reaction. Okay, the previous episode, it completely changed the whole slice of life aspect of the show. The slice of life is here. We can we can see small amounts of comedy here and there, small amount of slice of life bits, but that doesn't change the fact that someone's hand got chopped off and went flying, and that person just took that hand and just stuck it back in, and it started regenerating. So yeah, we are and I'm guessing we're going to go more into battle sections like this in the future as well. But something happened. A lot of vampires got introduced all at the same time, and the whole problem with the situation was that the vampires are saying that unless and until you have any intention of becoming a vampire, we're going to kill you because we don't want our secret going out. Which is, I guess, fair enough. But obviously, Go wants to become a vampire, and there's like a huge misunderstanding going on where they thought that Nazuna didn't want to make someone a vampire and is still hanging out with him, and that person knows her secret and she's not killing him. And they thought that, oh, what is Nazuna doing? So that's why they tried to snatch Go up and kill him, or one of them was going to make Go a vampire. That was the choice that he was given, and he was like, no, I want Nazuna to make me a vampire. And they were like, no, Nazuna doesn't want anyone, doesn't want to increase her kin. That's the problem. So we're going to kill you. And Ko was like, no, I want to become a vampire. And Nazuna has also agreed. Nazuna said that, yeah, do whatever the hell you want to. And everyone, like, there's like a whole misunderstanding going on. And by the end, Nazuna kind of comes in, and there's a lot of conversation going on. And one of the conversation pops up where they talk about, I think Ko says something like, oh, I'm going to fall in love whenever the time comes. But yeah, we have plenty of time for that. And they were like having like a very, what kind of, astonished and surprised reaction to this. So I wonder if there's like a time limit or something. Like, I don't know. Let's see. They ended in a weird dialogue-y cliffhanger way in the previous episode. So I'm guessing we're going to continue from there. Let's see if there's actually any conditions for this or not, because yeah, we'll see. All right, let us begin. This is episode number 8. So yeah, I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, here we go. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Like, why is everyone surprised at this statement? Like, yeah. Like, what's going on here? Let's see. Okay, so there's a time limit. Oh boy. There you go. 1 year. Oh. Oh my god. Wait, how many days have passed after that? Wait, you just forgot to tell that, Nazuna? Or did she not know? She forgot. Wait, that means after 1 year they will kill him if he doesn't become a vampire. What else? Yeah. Oh, oh yeah. That was actually a thing. I forgot. Okay. They just stopped whatever they were doing. She just wanted to show off. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, true. Okay. Alright, these are all the vampire buddies. I realized, like, okay. Makes sense why they're all huddled up together. Wait, wasn't Akira also within them? Yeah. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say everyone's a vampire over there except Ko, but then I just see Akira's also there. And I don't even know if that boy over there, he's a vampire or not. We'll see. I'm guessing we're going to meet him in the future. Yeah. Oh, wait, he's telling this to Akira. Wait, how many days have gone after? I don't think it's always like what the thing that he talks about dreams. Yeah, in 1 year. Like I said, if he doesn't become a vampire, they're gonna kill him in 1 year. No. Yeah, after 1 year, that's null and void. Oh god. Like I said. Yeah, and they don't want that. You didn't realize that, dude? You didn't realize that. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Oh boy. Oh, just sitting. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Well, whoa, what in the. Oh, this is that guy. Oh, wait, she knows him. Oh, it's part of the. He's. Oh, he's in the school, okay. So he probably knows Ko as well. So he's not a vampire. Okay. Or maybe. I don't know. Oh, wait, maybe he's also. Maybe he's also interacting with another vampire. Like, you can see he's sleepy. There you go. Oh boy, I feel like he's. It's a vampire. Great. There you go. Well, here we. Yeah, no one's supposed to know about vampire. Yeah. Hmm. Oh. Hmm. Okay, so. Hmm. Well. Okay. This. Oh, wait. They met them at the same time. Kind of. Ah, so that's what happened after that. There you go. He had another friend. Like, I guess they never, like, came into contact after that. So, yeah, there you go. It's probably a vampire. Ooh, it's a vampire. Yep. Oh boy. Oh no. Yeah, that happened. Wow. Now this is going to happen. Yeah, that's great. I knew this was going to happen. Well, how? One thing. One day passed after that. Like what? Yeah, it's 1 year. Wait, what's? Now, what can she even do? Like, yeah, exactly. It's a problem. Yeah. Well, wait, what? Ah! Oh my god, here we go. Oh no. Well, better run away. Yeah. Ah, okay. She just wants to play video games. Like I said. Mm. Diamonds. Oh, yo! What are you doing? Oh, okay. That's okay then. He has no clue what to do. So, what? You having fun with this? I don't think Natsuna's having fun. Yeah, what is this? Yeah. Oh my god. She gave him like a list or whatever. Trash. Yeah. Yep, right on the nail. What was her name? I forgot that girl's name. Oh boy. Hmm. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Yep. He realized. Yeah, and I don't think they're gonna have fun doing this. Yep. Yeah. Well, at least he went through the effort, like that's yeah. Yeah, for the first time I feel like he did well and you know, he doesn't know what to do. So oh, she's here. Oh, there you go. Why not just fly around? Yeah, like I said. Wait. Yeah, something where both have fun. Yeah. Yep. Oh my god, what in the Okay. Oh my god, these guys, they're still. Yo! Oh wait, that's him. No, wait, he's not hanging out with vampires. I thought he was hanging out with or yeah. There you go. Okay. I still think he's actually meeting with a vampire. Let's see. Hmm. Well, yeah. 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 And maybe that's why they kind of drifted apart, like as they grew up. He had his own group of friends and everything. Oh, Flash Shop. Hmm. Unique presence. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, she's going to school now. Yeah, you're the one to say. Just like you. Just like you're doing. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Hmm. Oh, okay, I think it's probably a vampire. Let's see. Are they going to show us? Uh, because I guess their circumstances are the same. He's also going out at night. Hmm. Hmm. What's going on? Wandering cook. Oh, there he is. Who's the girl? Wait, this is another character. This is another vampire. I think so. Like Nazana looked at her. What? He's also a middle schooler. What are you saying? Okay. Yeah, I don't know if she's a vampire or not. It seems like because Nazana looked at them and she said like it's okay. Yeah, both are going in the opposite direction. All right. So still a mystery, but I feel like there's like 60 to not 60 but more 70% chance that that girl is a vampire because Nazana said like, oh, it seems like what did she say? Like it seems like it's illegal when it's a middle schooler. No, but what are you saying? Go is also a middle schooler. But anyways, so yeah, that kind of implies that I'm guessing she's also a vampire. We'll see. And like Mahiru, I think that was his name. He said something like that person only has time at night. So yeah, but he doesn't know she's a vampire. That's if she's a vampire, he doesn't know she's a vampire because he was surprised when Akira said like, oh, I hope it's not a vampire. So that's my, it's probably in the initial stages when if she's a vampire, she has not bitten him. Who knows, we'll see. And that is it. All right, so this episode, we begin with where the previous episode ended, and I was saying, I thought about it, and I kind of knew it. There must be something like that, some kind of time limit, because the way they were, every one of them were surprised when he's like, oh, like, you know, like how many years it would take, it wouldn't matter, but I am going to, like, you know, fall in love with Nazuna. And then, like, you know, everyone's like, what, huh, what are you saying? So obviously that was an obvious indication that there must be a time limit or something else. So there you go. 1 year. I feel like 1 year is a bit too less to actually, I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And hopefully within 1 year he's able to actually become a vampire. Otherwise he'll die, because these people or these vampires don't like leaving people who knows about the existence of vampires. And yeah, them not being vampires themselves, they won't allow it. They're going to kill them. So 1 year time limit for his life to either you know, for them to survive or end. Now here's one thing that I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure he will fall in love with Nazuna within 1 year. I think so, but I'm actually thinking of a scenario. If that doesn't happen, then what is Nazuna going to do? I do wonder about it, you know, because if this continues and like, you know, 1 year ends and he's actually not become a vampire, I'm pretty sure Nazuna won't let, you know, won't let them kill Ko at all. I'm pretty sure about that. So what's going to happen? Are they going to have like a like, you know, like a fight is going to start between them or something? Like Nazuna, like, yeah, like I'm like 100% sure Nazuna will not let Ko die, even if he doesn't become a vampire after 1 year. So that'll, like, you know, begin another new conflict, I feel like. So yeah, I wonder in that scenario what's going to happen. And who knows, maybe that's what happens in the future. I've not read the manga, I don't know. So maybe that's actually what happens in the manga. If that's what happens in the manga, that'll be kind of interesting, because, or maybe not, I don't know, we'll see, you know, because it's like there's a possibility of either of it happening. But I'm pretty sure Natsuno won't let him die, even if he doesn't become a vampire. And he should probably, like, you know, like try to protect him or something, like, yeah, like keep him out of the, you know, eyesight of the other vampires, so that they don't try to kill him. But that'll be a problem, you know, like she'll have to keep an eye on Ko 24/7. Like anytime the vampire might come in and just, yeah. Another thing I'm thinking about, one thing is, like, I don't know why, but I've never thought about it. I've never seen any of the vampires outside in the morning. I don't think I've seen any of them. Like, you know, like not any, but like, you know, Nazuna at least, I've not seen her outside in the morning. So I do wonder if vampires here in this show actually do not go outside in the morning at all. Because I've seen, like, you know, like I said, vampires have a lot of, like, you know, difference in a lot of different shows based on the shows. There's like a type of vampire I've seen who are active at the morning. It's just that they don't like, you know, like sunlight. You know, they take, like, you know, some kind of an umbrella or something, keep themselves in the shade, and don't try to get into the, like, you know, into the sunlight. And there's also another anime manga I remember reading, where the vampires actually was not affected by the sunlight at all. It was something else that affected them, or something like that. Like, that's why, you know, like vampires is like an entity which has different properties or different, you know, like situations based on the different manga or anime or whatever. So, like, you know, some vampires are actually don't like a garlic smell. Like, you know, some vampires are not bothered by it. Some vampires, you know, don't have reflection. Some vampires have reflection. It depends on the anime or the manga. So similarly to that, I wonder here what happens, like, in the morning. Because I've not seen Nazuna at all in the morning. So I wonder if they actually are not comfortable outside. Maybe they like live inside in the morning or something like that. Hopefully we get an answer to that. I'm guessing we will in the future, but we'll see. Okay, now, so yeah, we begin with that, and obviously everyone's surprised, and they're like, "Oh, you know what? Like, you're under a misunderstanding. Like, didn't Nazuna tell you? 1 year is the time limit. You become a vampire, or you don't become a vampire. If you don't become a vampire, you will never be able to become a vampire. That's the thing. Like, you cannot retry. This is like nothing like that. Either become a vampire, or that completely becomes close to you. So yeah, that means obviously that implies that either he becomes a vampire or they'll kill him within after 1 year. So Naza's like, I forgot to mention that, haha. But anyways, so yeah, everyone's like, all right, so for the moment, we won't try to kill you. So have fun. And they like order like soft drinks or whatever, like, and like wines and stuff, like just drinking them. And Nazuna, in the end, Nazuna was like, oh, you know what, Ko? I forgot about it. That promise that I made. And she just went up and kissed him. And I'm pretty sure she did that deliberately in front of them. Oh boy. And then she just flies away with Ko. Now, Ko was like, I also feel that, we saw so many vampires here. They have different personalities, different ways of stuff. But one thing that's very obvious about all of them is that they do not take kindly to people who don't want to become a vampire, and like they're going to kill them. So that fact is obviously not within Nazuna. Nazuna doesn't want to force, like force the fact that, oh, you have to become a vampire or I'll kill you, that kind of a thing. Because we saw that she tries to keep discreet, but when Ko got to know she's a vampire, she didn't tell him anything, like, kind of didn't force him, even tried to kind of hide him from the other vampires so that they don't get involved. But unfortunately, yeah, they did get involved. So that's why Ko was like, oh, I'm glad that you're the one who I met, because yeah, all the other vampires, they have their, you're the one who is actually an exception here. So I'm glad that you are the one who I met, because you are the exception. Because if it was them, obviously they would have probably, as soon as he got to know, if like he got to know that one of them is a vampire, they would probably just then and there killed him. Unlike Nazuna, who didn't do that. So there you go. Or maybe they would have just be like, oh, you know what, you saw my secret, so there you go, you have two choices, you become a vampire or you die. And yeah, that would have been it. But obviously Nazuna was not like that, so there you go. Okay, now he tells this to Akira, like the whole time limit thing. And Akira's like, just a sec. Akira's like, okay, Ko, you don't realize one thing, out of this. That is, their thing is that they want anyone existing who knows about vampires. They're keeping you alive because you want to become a vampire. If you're unable to become a vampire within a year, your chances of becoming a vampire will become 0. If that happens, that means you will be a person who is not a vampire and he knows about the secret of the vampire, which means they're going to kill you. So there you go. 1 year time limit is not only for you to become a vampire, but it's also the time limit of your life. So yeah, you either become a vampire or die after that. So basically that. And Ko actually realized it after Akira actually spelled it out for him. And he's like, oh yeah, you're right. He's like, wait, what am I going to do? I'm going to die within a year. And she says like, okay, so why don't you actually try to start liking her and become, what can I say? I can give you some advice so that it helps you out. You don't understand about love, but I can give you some advice about it. So there you go. Now Akira goes to school she's thinking like, she's like, ah, yeah, Nazuna cannot do anything like this at all. She won't be of any help. So what has to be done is from Ko's, like Ko's part. Like Ko has to do something about it. And the fact is that, like Ko Ko's feelings needs to change. Like even if Nazuna, tries to make him like her, it wouldn't work if he, if he doesn't put the effort in it. So he himself has to realize, because this is something that he has to feel from inside. Otherwise, he won't be able to become a vampire. So yeah, go. Oh boy, like imagine having a time limit for falling in love. That sounds so weird. Like you fall in love within 1 year or you'll die. I wonder if there's any manga with a plot like this, like I'm pretty sure there is, because there's one thing I've actually realized after starting watching anime and manga, that there's I don't think there's anything that doesn't exist in an anime or a manga. I feel like if you think of any kind of scenario in your head, there will always be a manga for that. I know that. I'm quite sure about it, because oh boy, manga and anime is so diverse. Like like there's a manga about an anime about like a cockroach girl, I think. So yeah, this thing is crazy. Anime and manga is so has so many things that I'm pretty sure if you think of a scenario in your head, there will probably a manga exist about a scenario like that, and that's so hilarious. However absurd the scenario you think about is, I'm pretty sure there's a manga about that. So yeah, anyways, so okay, Akira goes to school. Now we meet the new character here, Mahiru. He is also going out at night, which kind of makes me feel like, yeah, he is also interacting with a vampire. And there's a lot of hints that he kind of says which points in that direction. He says like, oh, I've actually started liking someone. Oh, that person who I like, who that person, she will only has time at night. So these kind of point towards that direction. It's like I said, like a 70% chance of that lady, that older lady, to be a vampire, but we're still not sure about it. We'll see. Obviously Akira also thinks of the same thing, because she kind of says like, oh, I hope it's not a vampire. And Go said, wait a minute, you know what, let me read this section. There's a person I like. Okay, the only time she can make time is at night. She says like, it's someone old, and she says, I hope it's not a vampire. And Mahiru says, what's that supposed to mean? So there you go, he doesn't know about the whole vampire thing. That means either she consumed his blood when he was sleeping, or she has actually not consumed his blood, which is very unlikely, I think, because like the vampires, but that's what they do. We've seen them, like Nazan also did that, brought people to her place, made them fall asleep, and took their blood. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if that's actually what's happening to him. Like he doesn't know. Like I wonder if we get a close-up of his neck, we might be able to know that if that's actually like, yeah, we're not sure still. These are the two things that could happen. Like I said, she's either taking his blood when she's sleeping, or she has not taken his blood, which is highly unlikely because she's a vampire. But who knows? Maybe this girl he's meeting is also an exception, like Nazuna. Like maybe she's also someone nice, and someone who doesn't want to kill, if the secret comes out or something like that. I don't know. Like, yeah, we'll see. But anyways, the fact is Mahiru doesn't know. So there you go. Now one thing. Oh, you know what? I was able to realize. He's not taking blood from him. You know why? Because I think Mahiru does like him, like her. I think Mahiru has fallen in love with her. So, if she took his blood, he would become a vampire, wouldn't he? He's not a vampire. That means she has actually not taken blood from him. I think so. Yeah. Like, yeah, otherwise he would be a vampire. Like, I'm still not sure. Like, he does say that he likes her. So I'm guessing that is falling in love. He has fallen in love with her. But he has not become a vampire. So that means like, blood has not been taken from him. I guess that's how I think it's going, but who knows? Maybe there's something else going on. But anyways, so okay, now he asks about Ko, what's going on with Ko and what's he doing and all that, and he also, like, gets to know that Ko is also kind of going out at night and not coming to school, and he asks, like, is Ko okay? Is his, like, is he fine? And Akira's like, yeah, he's okay, he's fine. And like, Mahiru being that type of a person who has a friend group. Like, here's the thing, like, Akira, Mahiru, and Ko is a loner. Akira decided to kind of go and talk with him, interact with him, and became his friend. Mahiru is the same. He decided to talk with them and become their friend. Now, these three, obviously, if left alone, Ko will not actually interact with anyone else with his own intentions, because he's kind of a loner and doesn't know how to interact with people. Akira is also kind of the same. So she also kind of waited, as we know, for Ko to interact with her, which never happened, the whole walkie-talkie incident. And that's why she also doesn't have that much friends. So she's also kind of a loner. Mahiru, however, he has his own friend group. I feel like both Akira and Ko, even though they wanted to probably interact with Mahiru, they felt awkward in actually kind of going and interacting with him, because he's always surrounded with friends. Like, like them being loners, obviously seeing one of your friend and interacting with other friends, their friends, you're going to feel a little bit awkward in getting into that situation and going into that group. So they always kept to themselves, like we saw in the end, like when Mahiru and a few of his friends were going at night outside. Ko was going past him, and Ko was like, "Oh, is that Mahiru?" And then he was like, "Okay, let me just pretend that I didn't see him," because he's surrounded with his friends. Like, he doesn't want to get in, and he doesn't know how to intrude in that situation. I wonder if Ko would have actually interacted with him if he was alone at that moment. Who knows? He might. But yeah, enough about that. That's why these, like, both Akira and Ko probably felt awkward about interacting with him up, like, all these years, because he had his own friend group, and like, they kind of drifted apart because of that reason. And Mahiru was like, okay, like, like, I'm glad that Ko is doing fine, and he bids Akira goodbye and goes to his class. Now, okay, after that, we see Ko at night, and this girl, Seri, I think that was her name, that Gyaru girl, she meets Ko. She's like, oh, what are you doing? Ko's waiting for Nazuna, obviously, and the first thing Ko tried to do is run away, because obviously, they tried to kill him and all that. And she's like, okay, don't worry, I'm not going to kill you, it's fine. And and he, like, he now kind of confides in her about his problem. He's like, oh my god, I realized that, yeah, you have to fall in love within 1 year, otherwise I'll die. So what should I do? Like, I'm not sure what to do. And he kind of talks about this to Seri, and he says, like, oh, what is love like? I've never fallen in love. What is that feeling? I'm not quite sure. And hearing all of this, Seri is like, oh, this is so good. A pure and innocent middle schooler asking, what is love like? Is this for real? I can't even. And she's like, I don't know, like, she's getting, like, excited about that whole situation, and she's like drooling and everything. God damn, all these vampires, they're just. And she also brings up the fact that, oh, I've heard that your blood is tasty. So, like I said, I thought this was going to become a problem, like when he said that, oh, my blood is tasty according to Nazuna. I thought everyone else is going to try to, like, consume his blood. But nothing of that sort is happening up until now. who knows, maybe in the future a vampire will actually come who's actually going to actively try to hunt down Ko just because his blood is tasty or something like that. Who knows? I'm guessing that that will probably become a potential thing in the future, because otherwise the whole, like, like the whole blood is tasty, it's like a huge plot point in a vampire anime. I'm pretty sure that will become like a problem in the future for Ko, where there might be one or two vampires who actually try to hunt him down because of the taste of his blood and trying to get a taste of it. Obviously that will become like a huge problem, and I feel like Nazuna will have to, like, obviously, that'll be a problem for Nazuna as well. But or maybe that will not happen, who knows, like we'll see in the future. But for now, nothing that sort is happening. She just Seri just comments about like, oh, I've heard your blood is tasty, and that's just it. She doesn't try to like pounce on him or just like bite him. Like none of that things are happening, because obviously they have an agreement, with Nazuna and all. Like they aren't going to interfere with their things unless and until this guy, like like the time limit goes over. After the time limit goes over, they'll probably try to kill him. But before that, it's okay. They can do whatever the hell they want to. Now, obviously, Seri is like, oh, I know a surefire way of like, for a boy and a girl to get closer. That is a date. So yeah, you do that. You invite her on a date, and that's what Ko, like, decides to do. Ko is like goes to Nazuna's place, and he's like, oh, let's go on a date, And he's like, nope. She's like, nope, and she's like playing video games. Now, obviously, one thing that Ko did here is very wrong. Like, this is the problem with non-gamers. he just switched off the console. Like, dude, you know what a pain it is whenever your save, like, file goes, like, like when you're not able to save your file and your progress just goes completely wiped out. What that pain is. And he just went and like presses the button. Like Nazuna says, like, like, thank God nowadays the games have autosave feature. Retro games don't have that, and it's a huge pain unless you manually save. And yeah, like what are you doing? That's very wrong. Don't do that, please. Like, yeah, like, don't just switch off someone else's console without even asking them that, oh, have you saved? If that person has saved and he's fine with it, then you can switch it off. But otherwise, no, don't do that. That's one of the most evil things that you can do. Like, imagine imagine if this was like a game, like, like, I don't know, like Dark Souls or something, where there's like a very strong boss character that you have been trying to kill for like the past 3 days and you haven't been able to do it. You were going to various YouTube guides, walkthrough, going through all of that, and finally you're able to defeat him, that boss, and then one of your friend comes and just switches it off just as you have defeated them, and bam, the save file is gone. Oh boy, that'll probably be the end of that friendship, I feel like. But anyways, yeah, now he's like, all right, let's go, Nazuna. And Nazuna's like, okay, fine, you want to go, let's go. And they go outside, and he just is following the directions that Seri gave him, like, go to a movie, go to a like whatever, go to like have a dinner and all that, like whatever they're saying, window shopping, blah blah blah. And the first movie that they went was like a rom-com or whatever movie, and she's like, what the hell is this? Like, you think this is funny? Like, I was playing my game and you bring me out here in a boring movie theater, and I'm just here stuck watching this boring movie, and like, what is this? And she's like, yeah, like, this is not fun. And they go, like, they go out, and then he brings out the list. The next one is talk about the movie you saw. Oh no, the next one is cafe, and then the next one is talk about the movie you saw. So they go to the cafe and there's like drinking and whatever, and like it said, he asks about how the movie was, and she's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, like, is this like did someone put you up to this? Like, and obviously Ko remembers that Seri told him to not tell that this was Seri's idea, because she hates Seri. And He's like, no, I'm just doing this on my own. And she sees the note, she grabs it from him, reads it, and she's like, oh, this is definitely Seri's job, isn't it? She told you to do this. And the final one was like, have a dinner looking at the nightscape or whatever. And she's like, yeah, you know what? This was a failure. And she just leaves. Obviously, Ko is like, yeah, my first date was a failure. Now, like, there's two things that's going on here, obviously. And I feel like this was like, like both of them had their, like the situation was not like, kind of okay. And both of them had like, kind of messed up in a way. Obviously, if I look at from Ko's perspective, he's trying his best to kind of, interact with Nazuna and try to like, like her. That's why she's trying to do all the normie things, which is like, oh, go to a movie theater, go to a cafe, go to window shopping, go to this, go to that, and have like a dinner. He's trying to do that because, like, he doesn't know what to do about this situation. How can someone fall in love? So he's asking someone who probably knows about it, which is obviously Seri, and Seri gave him all these like, list of things to do. Obviously, the person who he's doing this for, Nazuna, doesn't want any of this. She just wants to chill out and hang out and just, like maybe play video games. Like if Ko said something like, oh, let me play video games with you, that would have been a better date, I feel like. But obviously, Ko doesn't know about it. He's none the wiser. So he tries to like, do it like this. So from his perspective, he's trying his best. Obviously, from Nazuna's perspective, like I'm pretty sure she's pissed about the fact, as soon as she knew that it was Seri's idea, she was pissed about the fact that, like the first thing is like she doesn't like Seri. Now, obviously, seeing that Ko is doing this on Seri's ideas, and the whole date thing is going according to her ideas, she probably got a little bit pissed off at that, and that's why she left. If this was something that Ko himself brought out on his own, maybe did a research on his own, I doubt Nazuna would have left then and there. As soon as she got to know this was Seri's idea and all that, and she was like, yeah, I'm leaving. So that was the problem with Nazuna. Like, Nazuna wasn't happy. I'm pretty sure Nazuna wasn't happy about the fact that he's actually not trying to, like, not trying to win her heart using his own ideas, but trying, like, asked Seri for this, which is someone she herself dislikes. So that's why she left. But at the same time, she should also realize the fact that he's also confused and he doesn't know what to do because he's new to this situation. So, like, everyone had their own, like, own problem here, I feel like. And, like, it was a bad situation. Like, Ko doesn't know what to do. That's why she asked Seri. Obviously, asking Seri is something that Nazuna did not appreciate. That's why she also got pissed off. And bad situation, basically, So, yeah. Now, Nazuna obviously realizes that, which I said, like, that Ko probably had no clue what to do, and that's why I asked for Seri's help, and he tried his best to make her happy, and she actually, like, just leaving the cafe just because she was angry at Seri, is something that she should not have done. And she realized that, later on when she's at the house and she's like, oh, I'm feeling hungry, and just she sees the note and she realizes what she did wrong, because yeah, Ko, he's obviously a little bit dense, and at the same time he doesn't know what to do. So Nazuna realized that yeah, he tried his best. Unfortunately, the way he tried his best was not something that she appreciated, but that doesn't negate the fact that he actually tried his best. So she's like, all right, I probably acted a bit too harsh. So he went back to Ko's room, and he's like, oh, like, like the last part of the date is still not over, let's have the nighttime meal looking at the nightscape. And he just starts flying, carries him out, and like in the night sky, she fed on him. And there you go. Now, after that, the final section of this episode where Ko is just moving, like in the night, like in time, just trying to find Nazuna. And yeah, here he sees that Mahiru is with his friends. Now, here for a moment, I thought, wait a minute, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not a vampire. because I saw his friends, like, oh, none of those friends seemed like a vampire. So, but then I was like, okay, maybe not. Maybe the older woman she's talked about is someone else, and maybe that is she is a vampire. And okay, I think that's probably it. She's probably a vampire. We still are not sure about it. But anyways, Mahiru, like, like they kind of pass each other by, and obviously Ko saw that he's with his friends, so he probably felt a little bit awkward trying to, like, interrupt it. So he tried to act as if she did not see him. Obviously, he knows that Mahiru is the type of person, if he sees Ko, he's definitely going to call him. And that's what happens. He saw him somehow, and he was like, oh, Ko, like, let's talk. And they kind of start talking, and it's interesting that, like, Ko actually kind of, I have to say, idolizes Mahiru, which makes sense, because Mahiru has this kind of a personality which is friendly to everyone, and he's able to talk with everyone, interact with everyone, has a good friend group, which is something that I feel like Ko wants for himself. That's why seeing someone like him, being his friend, is in itself a source of pride for him, and he probably idolizes him. That's why. So he thinks about the past, like how Mahiru and Akira were definitely his friends, and he also thinks about the past when Akira, like, oh, that happened before, like, we saw the little flashback before where when Akira talked to Ko about the whole ant thing, like she was looking at the ants. Mahiru also came in, and Mahiru was like, oh, we don't have a baseball player, join us, and that's why they joined, like they were playing with each other, and they kind of became friends. So that's how everything started. And here Ko thinks about that situation and how they became friends after playing baseball, and how he started idolizing Mahiru. And like, he's also, like, like I think, like, a child, like, his parents, like, have like a flower shop or whatever. He's not that much serious about a lot of things, and like very casual, and he's friendly, he's funny, he has, like, he's nice basically. So obviously he is someone who is good in communication with others, and that is something that Ko idolizes. So he's kind of thinking about all of that. And huh. And Mahiru's like, oh, it's been a long time we saw you. He's like, oh, I'm also very happy that I saw you after so much long. And suddenly Akira comes in, and Akira's like, oh, you always get so much, like, sappier whenever Mahiru comes in. And yeah. And they kind of, like, talk about a lot of things about the whole sleep cycle, how they're having, like, kind of like, Akira's going at the middle of the night to school, like, don't know what the hell she does over there at like, at this time. But anyways, she's doing that while Ko and Mahiru is just hanging around at night. And Ko is not even going to school. Mahiru, however, is going to school, but he's just all the time sleep deprived, because at night he's just playing around. So, like, everyone's, like, sleep cycle is out of whack, and it's just crazy how they kind of talk about it. And here Akira talks about how Ko is also hanging out with a girl, at night. And Mahiru says, like, oh, is it fun for you? Like, going out, and and he's like, yeah, it's fun. And I feel like Mahiru actually asked this to him because he himself wanted to confirm his own feelings, because I'm pretty sure he also probably finds it fun hanging out with that girl that he likes. So he was probably trying to, like, see if Ko is also feeling something like that, hanging out with the person that he's hanging out with. So he says, like, yeah, it's fun. And then Mahiru says, like, I see. And suddenly, like, the phone rings, and it's probably that girl, that older lady. And he's like, yeah, like, I'm going. And he says, like, you've encouraged me a bit, thank you. He was probably feeling conflicted about his feelings about that girl. That's why he asked Ko that question. And yeah, he just leaves. Now, obviously, Akira after that says that, all right, you know what, like, I'm also going home and going to sleep. Like, every one of you are just oh, she comments about how he, like, Ko always gets, in this weird mood whenever Mahiru comes in. Like, like, thinks of him as a role model, and he goes like, oh, he's everyone's role model. And yeah, Akira thinks about the situation about Red. Mahiru said that, oh, there's a person I like. And thinking of all of that, Mahiru's like, Akira's like, let me, you know what? I'm not going to school today. Let me just go back and go to sleep. Now, after that, we see Nazuna just trying to find Ko, like walking on the street. And here we see Mahiru and that lady. She has yellow hair, and Nazuna looks at her. This part kind of points in the, like, gives us a possibility, this so much points towards the direction that this girl is a vampire, because what Nazuna says is that it seems illicit with a middle schooler, doesn't it? Which I guess she was actually talking about that girl, if that girl's a vampire, and obviously Mahiru's a middle schooler. But the fact that Ko is also a middle schooler, she oh god. I guess she realized it after looking at them, she also probably thought that, oh, I'm also in a similar situation. Ko is also a middle schooler. But anyways, she grabs, she takes his hand and started walking on the other direction. And yeah, we see both of them going towards the opposite direction. That's where it ends. So there you go. There's a huge possibility of that girl being a vampire, and I'm pretty sure she is a vampire. But yeah, the surprise, I was actually surprised seeing that girl is someone who we don't know. I think that's a new girl, isn't it? So I was actually thinking one of those girls that we met would be the person that Mahiru likes. But turns out it was none of them. It was some other random person. So maybe we'll get introduced to her in the future, and we'll see. But anyways, that is it. That was my reaction to Call of the Night, episode number 8. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, and I'll check them out. That is it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Call of the Night. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.